Jimmy, it seems like you found a nice compromise between this sort of pace and space game and you getting down to brass tacks of playing more of a bully ball game when necessary. Are you sort of finding that middle ground that your game can fit in also with the rest of the style?
Yeah, but I mean, I've been saying that. I'm not going to get away from my game because of the way that people would like for our organization to play. I got to be on the attack. I got to find my guys. I got to guard on the defensive side of the ball. And it'll look like it looked tonight.
Jimmy, when Jaime is in that closing group of the other four starters, theoretically have five guys who can all create a shot, all can handle the ball. How does that group kind of click into place together?
I like it. He's gaining his confidence once again. He knows that he belongs, and you can play him with any unit, you can play him in any position. He's getting to excel at it. He's young, but I'm glad that he's out there on the floor with us in the fourth.
This is a victory over a Charlotte team that was shorthanded and fatigued, a struggling Detroit team. I know a W is a W, but do you guys feel like you found your stride yet through these two games?
Not yet. I just think we're in better shape than a lot of guys around the league. We've always taken pride in that. We get up and down, we get after it in practice. We make sure that we're conditioning all the time. We make sure that we're sharing the ball. And we've just been playing the way that we want to play.
Jamie, that unit that you were a part of, the end of the third quarter, start the fourth quarter, that's the one that kind of made that push there. What works for you in that unit?
Man, we was getting stops, we was getting to the open floor. Was whipping the ball around on the offensive side of the ball, and it always helps to make shots, not gonna lie. When you're making shots and you get to the free throw line, the game looks a lot different.
You've always been, one of the best in the league at stealing the basketball. When you see all of your teammates kind of buy into that, how much do you like that as a team leader?
I love it. Gamble. You just got to get like 4 out of 6. Spo will probably get mad, but if you get 4 out of 6, you can't be too mad. I want all the gambling in the world. That's what I do. I want everybody else to follow suit.
Jimmy, you guys had success with you slowing the game down a little bit and getting to your shots. You had 23 points on just 11 shot attempts tonight. How do you find balance with a team that's playing with a lot of pace and knowing, okay, this is the time when I got to slow it down, I got to find my mismatches?
I can play any style of basketball. We can play any style of basketball. Sometimes you do go up and down. Sometimes you do shoot a lot of threes. Sometimes you slow the game down, get into the paint, draw some fouls. Anybody can do that around this locker room, on this roster. So whichever way we need to go, we can go.
Terry said that you guys will sometimes hit each other on lobs during practice, but has any of the ones in practice been as good as the half-court one?
I mean, Terry's a hell of a passer. And, I mean, the way that he scores the ball, I think everybody overlooks that. So he's looking to get everybody the ball. He's looking to throw everybody some lobs. Even people probably shouldn't throw lobs too. But that was a good one. Hopefully many more to come.
What do you think of D-Wade's statue?
I like it. I mean, I think what he's done for the city, I think it's crazy that, he's the first one to get a statue out there. I'm pretty sure he won't be the last one to get one, but what a way to set an example. I mean, that guy has done so much for this organization. That's my brother, man. I'm proud of him.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Lower that
Terry, that trip around in the fourth quarter, what did you like about what you guys did to get back out of that slow third?
Well, it was definitely the group before we came in, before me, Tyler. I think Bam, before we came in, it was the group before, so definitely got us going on the defensive end, turned our defense into offense, and then, obviously, me and Tyler going to make plays down the stretch on the offensive end and stuff like that. And, we just wanted to win the game, and that's what we did.
I know you and Tyler have had fun with, the preseason doubts about how you guys would work, but how much fun have you found that connection in these early goings with him? You guys look like you're always looking for each other on the three-point line.
In fact, yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I say it all the time. You just pick your poison. We two unselfish guys who, look for our shot, look for our teammate's shot. And then along with our two anchors, Bam and Jimmy, we're just trying to put it all together. And then once we do that, it's going to be tough.
Could you take us to, you had 2 lobs to each of those guys, Jimmy from the half court and then the one you had the Bam.
Oh, yeah, just trying to read the defense. If they above them, just try to throw it up, especially, putting it by the rim. With Jimmy, because he got a lot of disadvantages, guys that's guarding him. So just trying to get that chemistry and keep building with him, and then obviously Bam, there's going to be a lot of more oops as the season go along. You know, it's just playing them real tough right now. So, but
Do you guys practice the lobs, or is that more of just like a rhythm?
I've been throwing lobs since I was in middle school. He's been catching lobs probably since he was in middle school. So that's kind of something that just happened. But you get it off in practice. Like we go through stuff and you do it in practice. So it's just kind of, but we don't really practice it yet.
15 steals for you guys as a team tonight. You mentioned how fun it is the offensive side, but defensively, have you ever played for a team that like really like empowers you guys to go after those deflections, go after those steals?
I'm not gonna say if I did or didn't, but you know I'm here now and I'm happy that you know we can all feed off Spo, which is our leader, who you know always just trying to make us active and making it tough on our opponents. So like I said, once we keep putting it together, we're gonna be tough to beat.
Terry, that's the first time we've seen Jaime with that closing lineup with the 4 starters, something we expected to see a little bit this season. What problems does that group present? Seems like you got a lot of offensive options.
Yeah, I mean, you never know who's gonna finish the game. We got a lot of guys who can play, who can score, and you know we got to use that to our advantage. Obviously, Triple J is a guy that you know we all respect, and you know he put the work in. So, and then last game it was Alex Burke who finished the game. So you know we just got a lot of guys who's active and can play, and that's special for us. Appreciate y'all.
They're gonna ask us questions and then we gotta answer them. All right. You ready? Ready? She's ready.
Tyler, obviously sometimes you got to win games ugly. You got to scrap through it. You guys did it with your scrappy defense in the fourth quarter. What was it like that helped you turn the game in the end?
Just getting stops. You know, I think the most important thing right now is just trying to find an identity. At this point in the season, it's really early, and we can hang our hats on the defensive end, whether shots are falling or not. Still thought it was overall a pretty efficient night as far as the shot diet and the profile that we want. It's continuing to get more threes and more layups, and shots will fall.
You know, Tyler, looking at your usage, obviously 7 of 20, it seemed like in that second half, there's a lot of good looks that you had, you just didn't make. Is that sort of frustrating, or is that good for the future since those shots are there?
Yeah, not frustrating. I'm not gonna get mad or hang my hat on shots falling or not. You know, getting good looks and shooting the ones that are open are what's important right now. And I'll get back in the lab. My shot will fall next game.
I know this is nothing new for you, but Spo was just up here saying he doesn't want you to leave any threes on the table, you or Terry. How much has the coaching staff been on you just to continue to take those open threes and get that volume up?
No, they've been on me a lot. I have to shoot my open ones, the ones that are in the paint that come out. So yeah, it's on me to shoot those shots, and I'll be better.
Tyler, I wanted to ask you about the driving kicks with you and Terry. It almost seems like if either one of you gets 2 feet in the paint, you're looking to that weak side for the other person to kick it out. Just when do you feel like that connection really started growing, where you just kind of know where the other guy is at all times?
It's still growing, you know, as we continue to play more together, get more reps. Just trying to feed off each other. You know, we're fast. We can attack closeouts and create, you know, 2-on-1 situations for each other, or, you know, other guys on the team that are able to expose, you know, advantages.
And Tyler, to add on to that, like, again, tonight, even from the first game of the season, you and Terry are just really just balancing out, contributing offensively. What else can you add on to that?
I mean, I think we're all open to the way we're playing right now. Just moving the ball, playing the right way. You know, the coaching staff is on us. It's not necessarily a new offense, but just changing a few different things, making a couple tweaks, and trying to just be more efficient in our shot profile, our shot diet. And, you know, me and Terry are in that lineup, really on the team, are the ones that have to get the threes up off the catch, whether it's off each other or off Jimmy or Bam or Jaime attacking.
You mentioned shot profile a couple times. Only one of your shots was true mid-range tonight. Do you feel what Spo is asking from you profile-wise is starting to become more instinctual the longer the season goes on?
Yeah, I'm just trying to be intentional with it, and honestly, it feels good. Like some of the mid-range shots are forced, you know. So being able to just play within the offense, as you see, I still get my shot attempts. They're all good looks, and I'd rather take good ones than taking, you know, tough contested twos. You know, other teams will leave that to them.
MGM Remix Sports Media. Tyler, first and foremost, the shades hitting for sure.
Appreciate
But
you.
Terry and Hay came up big time in this win. How proud of you with their performances, and what do you feel like you could take from this game moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's always in this league, we'll take a win against whoever it is. So we'll take this, build on it. It's a 2-game win streak now. We've got the Knicks coming in here on Wednesday. It's never easy against them, always a good atmosphere. But those are the kind of games you want to play in early on in the season to see where you're at. And, it'd be a good test for us on Wednesday. And we feel like we have, 2 games behind us now where we can kind of build off of that and continue to build on Wednesday.
Thank you, Tyler.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Was it as simple as the energy raising in the fourth quarter, or what did you sort of attribute to the turnaround from the way it went from the third quarter?
Yeah, I actually liked a lot of those minutes to finish up the third quarter. It's not just about making shots. I even mentioned it to the guys in the locker room. I said, you guys are all probably thinking about those missed shots, open shots, or the ball was like rimming in and going out. I was like, I'm thinking about that was a game of beauty going down the stretch. We made a lot of tough plays. There was thoughtful possessions where we got open looks. You can't control necessarily where the ball's going in, but you can control the toughness, the physicality, the multiple efforts, finishing your defense. I mean, they have 2 bigs that are relentless and on the offensive glass. I thought we had some really good group rebounding efforts going down the stretch. So I'll sleep well tonight. Those guys will probably think about missed shots, but I like that finish.
Of Detroit's 16 turnovers, 14 of them were live ball. There were all steals, and there were the 2 after the Jimmy's free throws early in the fourth there. When you say you're emphasizing being disruptive and creating those steals, how are you doing that?
Did I say that?
You did.
Okay.
Yeah. How are
Go
you,
ahead.
Is it as simple as telling them to be disruptive? Like, how do you?
No, like you can't just be. I mentioned that play with Dwayne. Going back to that Chicago game, you can't just be irresponsible with it. But there's a certain activity level. There's a mental awareness and being ahead of the play, like being activated every single possession. There's a lot of plays that you can put your fingerprints on in an NBA game, or you can just chill out, on the weak side. That's not how we're going to win games. That's not how we're built to our strengths. We have speed, quickness, guys that can make plays defensively. We have to activate that, but you have to commit to it. I don't think it's an extra amount of physical effort, really. You have to do a lot of tough things regardless in this league. I think it's mental energy that you have to commit to. But we know already in a young season where we are, what it looks like when we're at our best defensively, and saw a lot of that tonight.
Each of the games have been different, but can you put your finger on maybe what the issue has been on the defensive glass as far as the defensive rebounding?
Just have to get better at it. It's been a little bit different each game. The first game was a bunch of bobbles, and missed blockouts. I think there was a better intention, tonight. Again, I'll have to look at it, but I think going down the stretch in the fourth quarter, there were a lot better blockouts. TB and H gave us some really good minutes, off the bench. TB had some really good physical plays underneath. I thought Bam throughout the course of the game was so physical on the glass, but we need everybody activated, to block out, or go pursue, Jaime had a couple good rebounds, Jimmy, and everybody, has to be an active participant in rebounding. That's not just exclusive to us. It's this league. If teams are shooting a lot more threes, longer bounces, things that are different, then everybody's got to be a participant, to rebound.
Spo, even from the first game, you see Tyler and Terry, they still kept that consistency even tonight with their play offensively. What stands out to just that balance that they both have in that starting lineup for you?
We have some great potential, That'll get better after several weeks and months. But they already have a real good comfort level with each other. And they're dynamic, with their skill level and their shooting ability. That could look totally different. Some of those rimmed in and out shots or some of the wide open shots go. I mean, this could have been a, 23, 24 made 3-point game, but you just have to stay with it, whatever the right plays are. And I think those guys are making a lot of right plays, a lot of smart plays for our team, and we need them to be dynamic.
So you went to Terry with the second unit in that first game, and last two games, kind of Jimmy's been in that rhythm with the second unit. I'm just wondering, they had a good rhythm in this game. Just what stands out with that group? Like how does Jimmy kind of bouncing off those guys in that lineup?
Yeah, it's not rocket science. I think if you put Jimmy in any lineup, right, it's gonna look good. But you're finishing first and third quarters. He knows how to manage those possessions. I think that unit, we have a lot of versatility, so we can go a lot of different ways, but that lineup can be a game-changing lineup too. I read a few of the lineups down. I see a lot of those momentum-shifting lineups. That's one, because Jimmy can control it. Sometimes you're in the bonus, he can control that. He can get people to their spots. You have, Duncan that can blow up in a game like that. You have Jaime who's fearless. He's getting in rhythm, but he can make some things happen. And then, everybody else kind of fits into their role. So you just got to get the main things, figured out. But we'll probably be moving in a few different directions. And, right now I like this. It could change. But we have depth, and I plan on using it, and it may be different night to night.
You mentioned some of the misses, but still you see like Tyler and Terry taking 12 3-point attempts each, and some big ones down the stretch that they made. But regardless, is that the number that you think is appropriate for those?
Pretty
those
good
guys?
number.
Yeah,
that's what's open. If it's open, those guys are great shooters. Don't leave anything on the table. That's basically my message to them. Don't ever finish a game and you left 4, 5, 6 wide open ones still out there. Those guys are killers. There's going to be a game where Tyler goes 10 for 13. Terry has full ability to go, 9 for, 13. Easy. I see it in practice all the time. Actually, that'd be a good goal. Just keep on getting the attempts up. Eventually, each one of these guys are going to have 10 makes in a game. That can happen for each one of them.
When you have Jaime closing with that group, the other 4 starters at the end, how does he kind of click into place with that group down the stretch?
Yeah, he's kind of, he'll figure it out. He's a basketball player, right? He can play on the ball. He's got a knack for the ball. Defensively, he had a couple really good plays. A couple steals down, deflections when they're trying to throw it into Harris, and another one where he poked it away. He's a good defensive rebounder. He just has a knack for making the play, at the right time. And then offensively, he's fearless. He's not afraid of anyone or any moment. So, yeah, with that unit, he has to play a little bit more off the ball, but he knows how to play off the ball. He can cut. He gets in open spots. His three-point shooting is improving dramatically. And he also can handle. So sometimes I don't want, other guys to burn themselves out, so he can be a de facto point guard at times. He doesn't have to run the whole show, but he knows what I need from him, and he'll get better with everything. All right, thank you.